hold on. One Piece chapter 777. Let me make sure I got this right. Let me make sure I got this right before I go any further. Is Zoro about to do what I think he's about to do? Like, Zoro just runs through all these plans, which is impressive, by the way. Because, I mean, Zoro is like the last person we would expect to be able to come up with plans. Zoro's come up with some pretty in-depth plans, thinking like, yeah, okay, can't jump on his back, can't shoot slashes at him, can't use a transponder snail, can't shout for everybody. That's in-depth for Zoro, by the way. Okay, screw it. I'll just go ahead and I'll cut him down to size. And Pica at this point is towering, he's towering above the palace. Like, Pica is like basically Godzilla, and everybody else is running around like the Japanese people running from Godzilla in the movies. And Zoro's just running right into it, and he's just like, yeah, tactic number 5, that sounds like a really good idea. Is Oda about to do this? Okay. Color me intrigued. Color me intrigued, because this means we're actually going to be seeing how powerful Zoro's gotten on his train with Mihawk. Because, I mean, you guys know, like, one thing that's really bothered me is that since Zoro's been in the New World, we haven't really seen him go all out. This might be it. This might be it. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting to see how Zoro handles this, man. But with all that out the way, you know, I do got to bring up something I didn't talk about in the last chapter review, which was, you know, Frankie telling, you know, all the Tontadas, like, hey, you know, you little people, little people, go destroy the factory. Like, that was cool. I didn't really talk about it because I didn't think it was that big of importance, simply for the fact that it's just like we knew this was coming. We knew this was coming. I was more interested in what happened with Rebecca and her father. And what I like about this chapter is this chapter just, it continues, and, you know, this is one of those things where, you know, I've told you guys, like, I'll complain about something, and I'm like, damn, why isn't Oda doing this? And then, like, the next chapter, or a few chapters later, he does exactly what I'm complaining about. So I was just like, man, I'd like to see Rebecca fight alongside Kryos, fight alongside her father. It'd just be beautiful to see the story come to an end like that. Well, you know, Oda says, hey. Don't you know they call me, I think you guys said his name's Goda or Gada. Like, don't you know that they just call me like the number one shonen writer for a reason? Like chill out. I got this. So when Diamante's falling backwards, right? After Kryos' attack lands on him, he starts falling backwards. He actually hits the tombstone, the makeshift tombstone, the grave marker that Kryos made for his wife Scarlett. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. The whole time I was saying, yeah, I love to see Rebecca fight alongside her father, complete the whole thing of her being a defensive warrior to an attack type fighter to avenge her mother's death. And literally, it's just like, no, Oda's like, I'm going to have the mother hit this dude from a grave by using the grave marker. Like, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That is some really beautiful symbolism. And at first, I was like, is that what I think it is? And then, when Kryos has tears in his eyes, and he plops down in front of the grave marker, and then Rebecca recognizes it, and then you get the flashback. I'm like, okay, well done, Oda. Well done. If I was your editor, I would go buy you a beer. I would go buy you a beer for this one, because you definitely showed your ass on this one. So, I mean, that part was really cool, man. That part was really cool. But, you know, in typical Oda fashion, I always say, he hits you with the heavy hand, then hits you with the soft hand. You know, just when you think that, you know, everything's okay, he just turns the rug out from underneath you. And that's exactly what happens. That's exactly what happens. So you get to this point where what ends up happening is what ends up happening is like Pica just reforms, and he gets on Diamante, and then he begins to attack, and then he stops, and he's like, okay, well, don't you understand, Rebecca, that the former king is the reason why you're hated? And Kryos is stepping up for Rebecca's grandfather. And one of the things that gets pointed out is like, yeah, the people of this country want the Riku family to be put back in power. And it's so fitting given the fact that like the chapter opened up with King Riku getting the information that his daughter was dead and that Diamante did it. And then Viola is just over over pissed off because that's not even a word now I'm thinking about it, but she's over pissed off because her sister passed away and she's got to stay in the castle. And so both of them have been biding their time for so long. And King Riku's just like, okay, time to go down there in the midst of people. We're no longer in danger. We're taking this back. Because for so long, those people were thinking there was no way they were going to be able to get away from Doflamingo's tyranny. That's exactly what's happening. And right now, there are only 4 officers left. And it's just a matter of time before it counts down to Luffy versus Doflamingo, the real fight. So, I mean, I like that. I like that. And even the admiral that's down there, Fujitora, even he's looking at everything. And he's like, we need to get all the citizens in one place. We need to get in one place so they can be safe. And he's got the right line of thinking. Because what Pica's doing at this point is he's lured Zoro into a trap by having Zoro so far away to where he can't reasonably chase after him before Pica does some real damage. And Pica is going after all the fallen officers and anybody who's injured. And so this is why I really think that Zoro is going to have that moment where he goes all out. Because if I'm not mistaken, one of those creeds for like the Bushido, that samurai code, one of those creeds is, protecting the innocents. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, let me know down in the comment section below if I got that right. But I mean, I like that, man. I like that a lot. So what I want to ask you guys, what I want to ask you all is, what did you make of the fact that Zoro came to the conclusion that the best option is just to slice down Pica altogether? Do you think that Zoro would have came to that conclusion regardless if there was a different answer? I tend to lean, I tend to lean more that way, but I want to know what you guys think on that. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.